Roses always do when they first bloom. I'm lying all alone in this room. Didn't know if you were better not do that.
It's 702 Unplugged.
702 Unplugged. It is a Friday, so yes, you can chill back and relax a little bit till we get into the high energy of 702 Drive. In studio with me, we have singer-songwriter, producer, multi-instrumentalist. Guys, this person is Platinum Celine. Hey, Daniel, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much. So good to be here. Yeah.
Your voice is just phenomenal. Like even just your speaking voice,
really?
you are hitting those baritone notes. I mean, we are getting excited. So your latest offering, you know, what was that process like for you creating the music?
So yeah, it's a really special piece of work. It's very close to my heart. I spent about 5 years creating this piece of work, and it's an album, but you could kind of call it like a mega album. So it's like there's 25 tracks. The album is called City of God and the Jungle Below, and it's like a movie, you know, an audio kind of movie, you know, in a certain sense. And it's about life. It's about the journeys we go through, the ups and the downs, and almost the culmination of what life is really about, why we are here on this earth in terms of making our way to the city of God in a certain sense.
So why is it that we are here?
Well,
why are we alive and going through this process of life?
I can't give you that answer, but I started, you know, figuring out that life is not so much, yes, we spend our days, you know, striving to reach goals and reach our dreams, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the crux of it all is basically getting to that point where we realize it's not just about ourselves.
Yes.
And we're living for each other. And whether it's caring for that person, you know, your neighbor that's going through a bad time, or living for the one that you love, your soulmate, you know, or your kids, you know. So I think it's more about living for one another, and that's what I think life is all about.
So you know, the thing about creative offerings, that you wanted to give yourself ample time, or that you were being in the perfectionist mind space where you kept wanting to go back and adjust the project. What was it about this project that made it 5 years?
I think it was that, in a sense, in terms of the fact, you know, I am a perfectionist, so it definitely was the fact that, you know, I kept going back and I wanted to make things better. But the whole theme of the album is this life journey. So some of the tracks on there are like older songs that I've written. One of the songs that I'm going to do today is a song called Roses, and I wrote that song 10 years ago when I experienced my first little heartbreak at a young age. And that kind of, you know, encapsulating, you know, or kind of journeying through that in the album, and then ending the album with a song that I titled Genesis, where I actually feature the newborn cries of my son. So yeah, it's like a life journey, and it's and that's why I suppose it did take long, because I wanted to incorporate those little milestones in life, you know.
What would you like the listeners to take out of this project?
I think, you know, it's up to the listener to, you know, I'm sure people are going to take, you know, come out with different meanings, or possibly be moved differently, and that's the beauty of music. You know, different people will be moved differently, and different people will be inspired, or maybe they'll fall in love and have one of those songs as, you know, playing in the background at their wedding one day, kind of thing. But you know, I think it's up to your own interpretation, I'd say. But the one thing I say about this album is it's like a series, like a movie. So you kind of have to listen to the whole thing in order to get that experience.
Because you didn't just create a whole bunch of singles, you created a body of work.
That's it. And you've hit the nail on the head there, because I think this album, I wasn't trying to make a pop hit here.
Yes.
And yes, there might be some successful singles on the album, but it was more about being true to my art, and as cheesy as that sounds, but that's what I wanted to do.
Daniel Barron, when we come back, will be performing live in studio, and I did say he's an instrumentalist, so He is accompanying himself. I'm looking at the keyboard, I'm listening to that voice, and I can tell you I am ready. Head over to the 702 Facebook page where we will be streaming this performance live when we come back.
For a dispensary that has competitive
Thank you so much.
prices, trolley for trolley.